So once you get your HDRI image made, now of course you want to use it. So let's start off with HDRIMentalRay, and here's my little car, okay, with a nice basic green paint, you know, just some stock textures tossed on there, not just enough to demo this. Okay, so you bring up your render settings. All right, you click over to HDRIMentalRay, and I have my final gather turned to off at the moment. All right, so, and you don't have to have final gather on to do this. It helps, but you don't have to. So you just pop over to image-based lighting here, and you hit the create button. It gives you a image-based lighting node, which can show up in the 3D windows. Let's say show all. All right, well, it's in there somewhere. And you can rotate it. It's, let's see, image-based, right? Okay, yeah, so here's the rotation, so I could rotate it. All right, so you want to have that lined up with wherever is logical for the physicality of your set. So you just load in your HDRI image, and so I'm just going to grab the parking lot one that we've been building. Okay, so I've loaded in the HDRI image. All right, I have it set to infinite. We don't need frame extension in this case, but yeah, you could do a full sequence of this if you're so inclined. Now, the big thing is to play with the exposure. It is the color gain. So you want to mess with the color gain here until you get something that works well. So I'm going to set a value of 2 there. All right, having lit this scene before, I happen to know that sort of gets me roughly where I need to go. It's a little dark, but we need to start somewhere. Okay, so primary visibility, sure. Visible as environment, you know, I can have that on or off. Visible and secondary reflections. And so, you know, do I want, you know, it's very straightforward as we go down here, with the exception of using the color gain as the multiplier. And then, you know, we have light emission. So, you know, this is what makes it emit light. All right. And we have the samples. All right. And so let's see. If I have 4 low samples, I should have 64. And if I have 2 here, it should be 32. All right. So it's a multiple of 16 between these two. All right, I'm going to use ray trace shadows and ray depth of 2. So that seems pretty reasonable. And yeah, now the bad part is that the quality, you need to use your final settings. Okay, so you can't just say, all right, let's do this at 32 by 32 and then up it. All right, when I do the final render for my client, you're going to get radically different. Actually, we'll start off with this just because it is fairly quick to render. Okay, so that's a little bit darker than I was anticipating, but this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to blow everything out or underlight it. So I'm going to take that up to 6 in the color gain, and hopefully that's going to help out things a fair amount. All right, and so if I do that, it's going to look a little bit better in my render. Okay, so that's a little bit better, but still very dark and there's no detail. Okay, so, you know, the goosing up there helped a little bit, but not quite enough. So if I change this to 128 by 256, okay, so that should hopefully give me the height and the width. Let's see, the first one, now let's swap those around. Let's see. Okay, so that's a little bit dark. So I want to, and there's not much detail there. So I want to up my samples so I get something a little bit more detailed, and I'm getting better bang for my buck. All right, so I'm going to up the U quality to 256 and the V quality to 128. Now remember, you're going to have more samples horizontally around this sphere than vertically, and typically the textures you toss in are going to have double the width to the height, and so you just want to have that reflected in the samples that you choose here. So let's save that, and now it's going to be a long render time. Okay, so as you see, much better image, incredibly brighter than the last image. All right, so unfortunately you have to get the quality settings very close to what your final is going to be, and then start tuning things. So if I was going to keep going with this, I'd actually probably take down the intensity a little bit more. So I just take this down to 4 again, and that would get me pretty much in the right ballpark. Okay, so here we have a decent image. We have a nice softness to the shadows. Okay, we have a little bit of detail coming in the reflections, and you know, it's basically a nice render before we add in the extra final gather effects. You can turn on the photons. You really want to crank it down to a small amount of photons before you get started, and it is just ridiculously a long render at this point to get anything useful out of this.